Attorney Smith.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Detective.
Good morning.
I was moving on yesterday, but realized there's two other things that were collected during that April 22nd, April 23rd search, right? Well, I won't have you guess. Do you remember a green piece of fabric that was collected?
On April 23rd, yes.
And what was that fabric?
A piece of Wendy Reed's pants.
And do you recall where it was located at the scene?
Somewhere in the vicinity of tree number 4 on the drag path.
Okay. First, I'm going to show you what's marked as ID 1012 and ask you if you could see what that is. First, can you identify it?
Yes, it's Concord Police Property number 22-2079-PR. It's listed as a green fabric.
Thank you. And if I could have you open it, please? And just take a look and see if you recognize what it is first.
Yes, I do.
What is it?
A green piece of fabric consistent with Wendy Reed's pants.
I'd like to move this in as a full exhibit.
I'm sorry, what was the exhibit number?
1012.
1012. Any objection?
No.
1012 is a full exhibit.
And could you just sort of hold it up for the jury? And that fabric appears to be torn from Wendy Reed's pants, right?
Correct.
And there's actually a hole in the part that's torn, right?
Yes.
And that was located down the drag path, as you say, around tree number 4.
There was a log across the drag path, and that's what it was located on.
Okay, and that was significant because it sort of just gives you a hint about the movement of Wendy Reed's body from the path to the recovery spot, right?
Correct.
Could you come down again? And actually, let me have you identify something else so we can put them both on at the same time. I'm going to show you what's been marked as Defendant's Exhibit 1013. It's a full exhibit. Can you tell me?
Let's go back in.
Yes, please. What this item of evidence is.
It's Concord Police number 22-2099-PR, listed as a prescription pill bottle.
Okay, and that was significant because it had red blood stains on the cap, right?
It was also located in the general vicinity of the drag path and the recovery location.
Okay, you don't need to put the gloves on. I'm actually going to have you draw on the chart. If you could, and certainly feel free to bring those exhibits to refresh your recollection on the exhibit numbers, could you mark on this chart the location of those two items? So you have pill bottle 2099, and then you've crossed out 421?
422, I put, it was collected on the, I believe, the day of the recovery, or the following day. I don't remember if it was collected on the day I was not out there, or if it was collected on at the initial scene.
Oh, so that's the date, okay.
Yes.
Gotcha,
sorry. And then
gotcha.
this is the green fabric, or the log with the green fabric. Property number is collected on the 23rd.
Okay, and that, again, the 4-digit numbers are, it would normally be 22, the 4-digit number in PR, but we're truncating it, right?
Correct, yes.
Okay, and you can have a seat. I'm going to show you in a second, well, I'll show you now, what's been marked as a full exhibit 1102. Do you recognize where that is?
Yes, I do.
And where is it?
So the tree scene would be tree number 2, and where the tent is the recovery location.
And so there is scene tape from tree number 2 to tree number 1, right?
It doesn't appear that it's around tree number 2, and I can't tell where it goes in this, but it's not actually around the tree. It looks like it goes past the tree.
Okay, my mistake. So essentially it is
It's-
moving from tree number 2 somewhere to tree number 1, blocking the entry to what was later determined to be the drag trail.
Correct, yes.
And in that photograph, you can see where the tent is, right?
Yes.
It's sort of almost-ish a pretty clear shot.
The tent is, yes.
Okay, so from here, from the trail to location number 5, you can at least see the tent.
The tent, yes.
Okay, and the tent is over where the bodies were recovered.
It's over the top to preserve the scene, yes.
Okay. If I may publish it?
Of course.
And the tent is sort of blue.
Yeah, the top of it, yes.
And this photograph was actually taken on the evening of the 20th.
21st, the night of the recovery,
Thank you.
yes.
Okay. That's already. Oh, it's part of States 44. Okay, well, actually, I think there's a, let me show you another photograph of, you recognize what this photograph is?
Yes, I do.
And what is that photograph of?
It's further south on the Marsh Loop Trail, looking at tree number 1 and tree number 2, where the crime scene tape is.
So it sort of shows it circled around something just south of
A small tree,
tree
yes.
number 2 and going north.
Yes.
Your Honor, this, it's sort of hard to describe, but is a part of State's Exhibit 44?
Image 24.
44, Image 24, if I may publish.
Of course, absolutely.
Sorry. So now I will move on a little bit. On May 2nd, you talked about the FBI was involved in this investigation as well?
I believe at that time they were offering their assistance, and that's when I began reaching out to them.
Okay. And on May 2nd, you received a call from the FBI, and on May 3rd, as a result of that call, you went to Sugar Ball Road.
Yes.
And at Sugar Ball Road, you collected about 20 CO2 cartridges. Is that right?
Yes.
And again, it seemed like this had nothing to do with the case,
Correct.
but you collect it because you don't know. It's after you collect that you look at it all, right?
Yes.
And Sugar Ball Road was not part of Broken Drown's trail system, right?
So if you cross Portsmouth Street, there's an entrance to that trail across from the entrance of the Marsh Loop Trail
Okay.
or the power lines.
So proximity and things like that, you just better safe than sorry.
Yeah, it was ultimately located by a member of, I believe, the FBI who was canvassing the area before they began collecting video. So we ultimately went out there and collected those items.
Okay. And you said you were lead on this, so you sort of directed follow-up kind of things to do?
I mean, I was the lead investigator, but this was, an all-hands-on type of case. Everybody was doing something. I wasn't necessarily assigning people to do follow-ups, but when there was stuff that needed to be done, people volunteered. I believe all 13 or so detectives were involved in this case. So
Okay.
it wasn't necessarily me assigning people to do the follow-up, but follow-up was done, yes.
Okay. And one of the follow-ups that was done was on April 25th. Did you send Detective Brown and Detective Ryder to do a walk with Alan Schwartz?
I did not send them to do that. I believe Detective Brown followed up with Alan, and then they ultimately met with him.
Okay. So this police might do things on their own initiative, or you might direct them. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, on May 10, you went back to the scene,
Yes.
and that was with Detective Brown
I believe he was there, yes.
and Detective Harbitz.
I don't recall. I know there was members of the FBI with us as well.
Okay.
I don't
The
recall.
FBI, you actually accompanied them to Marsh Loop Trail,
Yes.
and they had a camera.
So initially, when I accompanied them, we brought them to the Marsh Loop Trail, to the suspected drag path, and then down to the recovery site. And then ultimately, Detective Brown and I went back down to the parking lot where we began to set up for what we did next that day.
Okay, so you brought them essentially to the scene, right?
Yes,
This
to the
being-
drag path.
Defendant's Exhibit 1162 for ID still. And they set up cameras to take pictures of, a camera, I think, to take pictures of the whole area, right?
When I was out there with them, no. They were just getting an overview of the scene at that point. While Detective Wade and I were setting up for what we were doing next, they ultimately started up on the Marsh Loop Trail so they could get out of our way so we could do what we were doing next. So I did not see them set up their cameras.
Okay, but you're aware that they set up cameras around tree number 1, right?
Eventually, yes.
Both sides of tree number 1.
Yes.
And they were actually taking various photographs throughout the scene, right?
Yes.
And you mentioned the drag with Detective Gorham. Let me talk about that. You and Detective, say Brown,
Yes.
had picked up some mannequins from Concord Fire Department.
2 dummies, yes.
And they are dummies that, they're practice dummies for moving bodies around for the Concord Fire Department.
Correct, yes.
And you brought them to the drag trail, right?
Yes.
And you brought them by ATV to the drag trail, right?
Yes.
And I'm going to show you what's been marked as Defendants Exhibit 1119 and 1120. Okay. I know, it's morning. I'll go down. Do you recognize what these photographs depict?
Yes.
And what do they depict?
They're photos of the dummies or mannequins that were used in the vicinity of the drag path before we started.
Okay, Your Honor, I'd like to strike the ID on these and enter them as full exhibits.
Any objection?
No.
They're both full exhibit. 1119 and 1120 are both full exhibits.
Okay, and if you could, I'll refer to this whenever you need it, so I'll leave it here, but we're going to try and put it up there.
Okay.
So, this is exhibit 1120, right?
Correct, yes.
So, as we look at that exhibit, sorry, one is, and you called them dummies, so I'll stick with that, an unclothed dummy, right?
Correct, yes.
With no legs.
Correct.
One arm is missing,
Correct.
the other is partial,
Yes.
and no head.
Correct.
And then the other one also has no head,
Correct.
and I don't know if the whole arm is missing or if it's partial. Do you recall?
I don't recall, no.
And the next exhibit is 1119. And that is those same two mannequins. Did it come up? Hmm? Oh, back it up then. I'm sorry. The one before. Same thing, huh? Okay. Wrong thing. I'll just let the jury see. That was two pictures of pretty much the same thing. I want you to look at exhibit 1119, if I may publish to the jury, Your Honor.
Absolutely.
And this exhibit shows clothing down to the legs, but partially up, right?
Yes.
Okay. And the substance, I don't know what you call it, the dummies are made from is sort of a plasticky thing.
Yeah, heavy plastic.
Okay. And Detective Brown dragged these, so the dummies were placed at the top of the drag trail,
Yes.
and Detective Brown dragged them one at a time to the recovery site, right?
Correct, yes.
And the unclothed one, I think, was the first one, right?
So I was doing, at that point, like trail security, basically making it so that people walking weren't walking in on this. I was there when he was doing it, but I wasn't watching it.
Okay. So did you see when he picked up the dummies?
I was, like I said, I was further south on the trail, basically doing trail security, making sure nobody was walking through at that point.
Okay. On Marsh Loop Trail.
Yes.
And you can see pretty far south on Marsh Loop Trail, right?
Yes.
And so do you know if he picked the dummies up by their arms or legs?
I don't recall, no.
Okay. And you recall that Wendy Reed had 2 bullet wounds in the side of her neck, right?
In the vicinity of her right ear.
Okay, sorry. And the dummies didn't have a head, right?
Correct.
So that if you're lifting dummies up by around their arms, the head would probably be touching the chest of whoever was lifting them, right?
Possibly, yes.
And there was 2 wounds on the head on the right side of Wendy Reed, right?
Correct.
And Stephen Reed had wounds on the left side of his body, upper body, right?
Correct.
And also a head wound.
Correct.
And he had a wound, was it back to front?
I believe it was, yeah, in the center of his back.
Okay, so there was a wound in the center of his back, so the dummy was picked up by their armpits or around there, the head would be against the person who picked it up, right?
It could have been, yes.
And the wounds would be in the upper chest area, right? Or, I'll take that back. So did you observe him at all as he went down to that area?
I mean, like I said, I was watching, like, maybe turned around from the Marsh Loop Trail, but I did not actually see him go all the way down to the recovery site. I believe it was Detective Kulik was timing for him.
Kulik, okay, and not Harbit, sorry,
Correct.
sorry. And was it videotaped?
I don't recall, but I don't believe so.
Okay, but some of it was captured on the game cameras that had been set up, right?
I believe so, yes.
And I forgot to mention that game cameras were set up around the time that the scene was released on April 23rd, right?
Sometime around then, yes. I was not present for that either.
Okay. At the recovery site, Mr. Reed, his head was facing the tree, right?
He was on his back with his head closest to the tree, yes.
Okay. And do you know his orientation to the tree? Was he along east-west or head south and feet north?
Can I come down and...
Please. What did I do with the marker? Did I leave the marker with you? Thank you. If you could perhaps draw the orientation.
This would be where his head was, his feet, and then his legs. So he was on, like, the, if you're coming down the drag path, the tree here, he was facing.
Okay.
Oh, do you want me to put where Wendy was?
She was on top of him, right?
Slightly on top of him.
Okay.
That's his legs, yes.
And the jury has some photos, so that will do. So, when you saw him uncovered, his face was close to the tree, head was close to the back side of the tree, right?
Yeah, the side of the tree.
And he was facing with his legs out a little bit northeast.
East, yeah.
Okay. So if somebody had brought him down, this was a tree that he would, by the drag trail, he came down from Marsh Loop to this side of the recovery site, right?
Correct.
And then his body is turned so that he's more northwest with his head up almost against the tree.
Can I show you?
Sure.
So this is the tree, and the drag path is here. He would be laying essentially this way.
Right.
So more down and then, yeah, up.
Okay, so down and then up.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And so he went from this position to being up against the tree and not much space between his head and the tree, right?
No, correct.
Okay, so there was observation that his belt was in, I think it was called an unnatural position.
I don't recall the belt. I know the jacket and the upper part of the clothing were definitely unnatural.
Okay, and so the body would have been maneuvered somehow from going this way to being put up against the tree.
Correct.
And were the FBI still photographing while you were there?
No, so they started at the crime scene and the recovery site and worked their way down the power lines so that we could do that while they were out of the area.
Okay, and when you came back up to the ATV to pick up the dummies and take them back, were they still on Marsh Loop Trail when you did that?
I don't believe so.
Okay. And they did not point anything out for you to collect or anything that day, right?
No.
Now, I asked you if you had sent Detective Brown and Ryder to walk with Alan Schwartz on April 25th, and I misstated. April 25th, did you send Detective Brown to speak with Nan Nutt and go on the trail with her?
So again, I did not send Detective Brown to do anything. I believe that was somebody that needed to be followed up with, and Detective Brown took that initiative and then ultimately met with her.
Okay. And I understand that sometimes you may have directed something and sometimes somebody may have done something by their own initiative. March 12 was the day that Detective Brown and Ryder walked the trail with Alan Schwartz. Did you direct that, or was that own initiative?
That was their initiative.
Okay. So then we go to May 20, and on May 20, you have come out to the scene with Detective Brown with two prosecutors from the Attorney General's office, one of them Attorney Jeff Ward, and one of the first things that you did was come here and walk them down to the recovery site, right?
Yes, and also present was the medical examiner.
I forgot to mention, thank you. So while you're there, you're pointing out where evidence of interest was found,
Yes,
and you walk back up to the path,
correct.
and you talk about evidence of interest at the intersection of Marsh Loop Trail and the suspected drag path, right?
Yes.
And from there, and talking about that, if that was tree number 1, Attorney Ward sort of walks around tree number 1 and calls you over to look at something, right?
So I was speaking with the medical examiner somewhere between tree 1 and 2. I believe we were actually looking at the left side of the Marsh Loop Trail, just looking at the terrain and any possibilities of what may have happened. When yes, I heard Attorney Ward say, "What is this?" somewhere in the area of tree number 1.
And you walked over to look at what he was looking at, and you saw 2 casings that appeared to be gold and shiny in color, not dirty or coated with debris.
Correct.
And you didn't touch them?
No.
You didn't collect them right then?
No.
This was something that you had to follow up on again, right?
Yes. So
To preserve.
Detective Brown took initial photos with his iPad that he had, just so we could zoom in on the iPad and see any markings or anything like that.
Okay. So the first thing is make sure it's preserved, that nobody gets around it until we can go through those steps to document it, right?
Correct.
And I'm going to show you a couple of photographs. More than a couple. I think the FBI ones are in there, so I won't give you them.
Okay. So some of these are waiting.
No, no, no. The two that we, so no, it's all weights.
It's all waiting.
Huh? No, there's two. Oh, you mean in this space? Yeah. Oh, I don't actually know, because it's not clear. I'm going to show you what's been marked for ID 1091, 1092, 10. You were there while Detective Brown was taking the initial photos?
Yes.
Okay. 1093. 1094. 1095. 1096. We'll stop there. Switch the projector. Okay. So I noticed you looking at the first picture for a long time. Do you know what that picture depicts?
Yes.
And I'm sorry, I called it the first picture. What exhibit number is it?
1091.
Okay, and what does that depict?
So it's essentially an overall photo of where the two shell casings were collected.
Okay. And kind of difficult to see those shell casings, right?
Yes.
In that picture,
Yes.
right? But when Attorney Ward went over and explained and called you all over, you walked over and you could see them, right?
So he pointed them out.
Okay.
Yes.
And you could see them, right?
Yes.
And there's something about the picture that makes it pretty hard to see in there, right?
Yes.
Okay. And the next one?
It's a closer view of the two casings.
And that's what, 1092?
Yes.
And the next?
A close-up of one of the casings, I can't tell which one, with the stamp on it.
Okay.
Or
And the
engraved.
next one?
Again, a close-up photo of one of the casings with the stamp or engraved letters, and I can't tell which one it is based off the photo.
Okay. And the next one?
Same thing, a zoomed-in photo of the casing with the stamp on it, and I can't tell which one it is.
Okay, and the next?
Same zoomed in photo of the casing with the stamp, and I can't tell which one it is.
Okay, and that last one was what number?
1096.
So it was 1091 through 1096?
Correct.
Your Honor, at this time, I'd like to have the ID stricken and marked as a full exhibit.
Any objection?
Nope.
They're all full exhibits.
Thank you. And I'm going to leave that there with you and request to publish.
Absolutely.
Okay. And looking at that picture, it's kind of hard to see the casing, right?
Could I ask
Correct.
which photo this is?
Oh, sorry, one at a time. This would be 1091.
Thank you.
And let's see, maybe I will have to use that for you. This way? Yep. Ah, oh, okay. So, one of the casings is, ooh, I have a hard time too now. Is it there?
So it is, yes, right? Yes.
Okay, and then the other one is right there.
Yes.
And the next one, please. And this casing is there.
Yes. And the other one is down here under this twig.
There we go, okay. And another one is there, right?
Correct.
And if you could go back one to 1091. One of the, as we look at some of the close-ups with the bullet casing there, there's a kind of a twig in front of it within just a very short space.
On the top one?
Yes.
Yes, there's
Okay.
a small, more looks like two leaves, I can't really tell. There's small twigs, yes.
Okay, if you want to magnify a little bit. So something of a cylindrical shape just in front of that casing, right?
Yes.
And as you get closer and closer, it's less cylindrical, but farther away, it's looking cylindrical, right?
Yes.
Okay. And can we have back to the next one? And again, depending on perspective, you see different things in the photograph, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then the next one, can you, that would be 1093 would be the next one. And that is the shell casing, right?
Yes, one of them.
And the coloring certainly stands out from the stuff around it, right?
Yes.
And it looks like there's a little bit of tarnish on that side there.
I can't tell if it's a shadow or from the photo, but it appears to
Okay.
have some, yes.
And the next one?
Yes.
1094, I believe. Also, do you know which this one is?
Which casing it is?
Yeah.
It's, no, I cannot tell which one specifically, but possibly the one at the top of the tree.
Okay. And the next one? Same casing?
It's hard to tell from these photos.
Sure.
Okay.
The next one? Any idea?
Again, it's hard to tell from these photos.
Okay. And the next? Oops, go back, yes. Okay. Now, let's... Were you there when Detective Brown put the little placards around the casings to take photographs?
I don't recall if that was Detective Brown or when Detective Murray arrived to
Okay.
collect them.
Were you there when the placards were set up?
So, I don't recall. If it was Detective Murray who set those up, then no, I had gone back to the police department to meet with the medical examiner and the AGs who were waiting at our police department.
Okay, so, oh, it looks like I missed one, huh?
That has a placard in it.
Huh?
It has a placard in it.
Oh, that's fine, okay, yes, I did have them. So I'm not gonna ask you about the photographs with the placards, okay? But generally, you knew where the casings were, right?
Yes.
And I would, oh, what'd I do with them? Did I bring the casings up to you?
No.
Huh? I'm gonna show you what's marked as States Exhibit 217 and 216. You know what these are?
It's Concord Police Number 22-2589 PR, which is a Sig Luger 9mm shell casing, and then 22-2590 PR, which is the second Sig Luger 9mm shell casing.
Okay, and we're talking about the shell casings that were observed on May 20
Yes.
and collected on May 20,
Yes.
under that same sort of standard of putting them in a protective item like an envelope and sealing it, right?
Correct.
And then there's been some talk about the different kinds of tape. But the reason tape is put on exhibit bags or boxes or whatever it is to be able to follow exactly what happens to an item and who has had access to an item from the time that it's collected to the time that it comes to court, right?
Correct.
So that when it's collected, it is sealed. And nobody can open up the bag without leaving evidence that they've opened up the bag.
Correct.
And then if we notice that some people try and snip away from the tape, is that generally the way that items of evidence might be opened up to, say, do experiments on them and stuff?
Yeah, so if you were to open this one, generally you would cut the bottom so that you're not cutting over tape that's already there, and then you can reseal the bottom with your initials.
And the date generally?
Date, time, yeah.
Okay.
It depends on the person, but yes.
Okay. And so again, that you're talking about a subsequent official opening of the evidence bag.
Mm-hmm.
When it is officially opened, again, evidence tape is put in that new opening, sealed and signed, and people can track if it's been legitimately opened, by whom and why.
Yes.
And if it's not been legitimately opened, then you can see that too, right?
You're supposed to, yes.
Right. That's the purpose, to be
Yes.
able to track this and make sure that only authorized people have contact.
Correct.
So if you'd like to, oh, yeah, open them up and tell me what they contain.
So this is the second shell casing, Concord Police Number 2590. And-
Okay? And by second shell casing, you mean the one found more south? You don't know? which
I
is
don't
which?
know in what order they were collected. I wasn't
Sure.
present for that. I just know that there were two collected, and they were labeled B1 and B2.
Okay.
This was B2.
And so, Your Honor, I would like the ID stricken on exhibit, what?
217.
Thank you.
Any objection?
Nope.
217 is the full exhibit.
And 216? should have had you publish before you change, sorry. And what do we have in that exhibit?
So, the same small envelope, and then I believe this is the original packaging, but it was, as you can see, probably cut or opened by the lab, so it was then placed in that new envelope just to.
So
keep-
again, we have a situation where you are able to track that has been opened several times, and somebody decides putting more tape on this envelope will actually probably confuse things more than clarify. So we seal it with its envelope in another envelope, right?
Correct.
So you want to show the white one and the one that was inside? And again, this is to keep track and make sure there's no unauthorized change to the evidence.
Correct, yes.
Now, if you could, I'd like you to publish the casings to the jury. You probably can't do that two at a time, right?
No,
Or if you can.
I have these gloves on, so I can do this one first.
Okay. Okay, it's just a casing like we saw in the picture, right?
Yes.
And it doesn't have the shininess, brassiness of the picture, does it?
On the top, maybe, but not in the photo, not on the sides, no.
And it has been to the lab,
Yes,
and presumably it went to the lab to be tested in various ways, right?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, including fingerprints, DNA, all that stuff.
I don't know exactly what it was tested for, but I know it was sent to the lab, yes.
Okay, so the changes on the bullet casing, changes in coloration, may be due to something that occurred at the lab.
It could be. I also am not sure which one we're looking at, so
Okay.
I don't know if this is the same one in that photo.
So that was the one that was separately packaged because it had been opened by the lab enough times that it had to go back into a separate envelope, right?
I can't say for sure, but it appears that the day they were collected, they were both placed in the same color envelope, and then this one has ultimately been put with the original packaging in a new one, yes.
Okay, and if you could publish the second one, please? And again, a little less change in coloration from the shiny, but still some, right?
Yes,
Okay,
the top.
and, thank you.
Mhm.
And after these were collected, more search occurred in that area, right?
So again, I was back at the police department finishing up our meeting with the attorney generals and the medical examiner. Once that was done, I did go back out to the scene, but nothing was collected, and I believe I ended up leaving for the day shortly after.
Attorney Smith, did you want 216 to be a full exhibit as well?
Oh, yes, please.
No objection.
Okay, 216 is also a full exhibit.
Didn't Detective Brown collect a slug underground?
That same day,
Uh-huh.
again, I had left the scene. So essentially, I waited with the shell casings while Detective Brown walked the AGs and the ME down to the parking lot where they parked. Once he came back, I left, and he waited for Detective Murray to come and collect those items. It wasn't until later that I returned to the scene, and they were ultimately done for the day, and nothing else was collected
And when
on
you-
my part.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when you returned to the scene, somebody had a metal detector then, right?
I don't recall that.
Okay. So, if you could please come down, and again, just generally, mark where those two casings were found, the date they were found, and the evidence number. Did I take the Sharpie? It's like we're going with a different color. Here. I believe the next casings that you talked about were from the burnt tent site, right? What we've referred to as the burnt tent site?
Correct.
And that was on August 25th.
Yes.
And showing what's marked for ID as 1163. And this was sort of the chart markup for the burnt tent site
Yes.
to assist in documenting where certain evidence was located, right?
Yes.
So let's talk about the evidence there. You were talking about on direct evidence located on August 25th?
Yes.
And what was that?
So there was a shell casing within the footprint of the tent, as well as 8 more about 15 feet from that location in that natural clearing across from it.
Okay, I'm going to show you what's been marked as full exhibits of 1035. Oops. Looks like it was cut through the exhibit marker. Ah, there it is. Well, go with what I can read first. 1035, 1034, 1033, 1032, 1031, 103, 1029,
103, did you mean?
1030.
1030, no problem.
1029, 1028, and out of order is 1035. Do you recognize what those are?
Yes.
And what are they?
The 9 shell casings that were recovered on August 25th.
Okay, so these are 9 casings that were recovered 3 months after the Reeds were killed.
Yes.
Okay, and they were recovered with metal detectors, and then if there's a response, somebody was getting on their hands and knees and going through the debris to find them, right?
Yes, or I was just using my hands to search because we had been finding so many in that natural clearing that I just began looking in that general area as well.
Okay, sort of the same thing that was done at the crime scene, and especially around, whoops, the shooting scene in April?
I cannot say that I was digging on my hands and knees during that time in that area, but there were searches done of that area, yes.
Okay. And searches for things like casings would include that kind of reaction?
Yes.
Okay. What else was found that day? August 25th, we're back to.
I believe a bullet in a tree downrange where that brown dot is essentially on the diagram.
Okay, I'm going to have you come to the diagram in a second, but I want to
Was it 20?
show you Mark Friday. I had them marked already. Ah, here they are, thank you.
Frank, can we approach briefly?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have those photos? No, these might not be. Okay. Are they the area where you collected casings on one of those 2 days?
It appears to be, yes.
Okay. Do you want to agree to the 30th, or do we need to file info on the photos?
If she knows it, I'm not sure.
Right, but I can pull up the final data on the photos.
I haven't seen the screenshots.
Oh, I thought I showed them.
No.
to you before. Yeah, these are the ones from this morning.
I mean, I will agree with you if you don't file back. What?
You said the 30th, the earlier ones
She
were.
doesn't know.
Okay.
She doesn't know. You can have wait. She doesn't know.
Okay. Okay. I will not challenge your memory too much more with this, but is it fair to say that the Defense Exhibit 1166 through 1168 depict a different set of placards from what's been moved in as, sorry, 1138?
Yes, so these are higher numbers, which makes me believe it's the 25th since there were items collected before. And these are lower, which makes me think it's the 30th because we started in the natural clearing that day.
Okay, so my guess is, are you confident to be able to identify that, or you're not?
I'm not confident, but based off my memory, that's what it would be.
Okay. Your Honor, I'd like to move to strike.
It looks like there's no objection to
No.
that. 1166, 1167, and 1168 are all full exhibits.
So, we obviously are moving to August 30th.
Yes.
Do you think that those photographs depict the collection of the casings you found on August 30th?
Again, there's no timestamp, but it starts with number 1 is what it appears, and that's what we would have started with on the 30th, so I believe it is, yes.
So to explain that distinction, if you had collected items on the 25th before collecting the casings, the other items would have had the lower number and the casings would have had the higher number.
If the placards were used for the other items, yes.
And if on the 30th you started at the clearing, the first thing that you found would have had number 1 and they would be numbers of 1.
Yes.
Okay. And are they in a similar place as the ones from August 25th?
Similar, yes. Some are further down, some are further out, but yes.
Okay. And I would, do you remember what the evidence numbers were?
From the 30th, no, I believe they start with 7-2, but
Okay. I'm going to show you Defendant's Exhibit 1040, 1041, 1042, 1043, 1044, 1045, 1046, 7, and 8. See if you recognize what these items of evidence depict.
so there's 9 shell casings that were located, again, within that natural clearing on August 30th.
Move to strike the ID.
No objection.
They're all full exhibits. That's 1040 through 1048.
And at this time, Your Honor, I'd like her to approach and write on the chart.
Absolutely.
Could you, Detective, mark on the chart where those items were located and date?
May I use the?
Oh, sorry. Move them all around.
Care.
I was gonna say one just fell out.
I think it was this one.
While it's happening, I think the earlier casings were not moved into evidence. I don't know if you wanted to move those into
I
evidence.
thought they were from before. They were already.
Oh, they're already full?
Yes.
Okay, great.
So, sure.
These are the ones from the 25th. These are not the shell casings from.
Did I get them back? Rick?
Yes.
Okay. Didn't I, oh, I.
These are
picked-
9-3, those are from the.
So I gave them to you correctly when you were on the
Yes.
stand, but
Yes.
when I put them down and picked them up, I picked up the wrong set, okay. And Detective, can I stop you there for a second, very quickly? Wasn't there one case, no, bullet, never mind, so keep going.
I thought there was 10 casings found, and then one bullet on top of that. I don't know if there's another casing, but there should be 10 that were collected on the 30th.
Ah, very good. I'm gonna hand you what's marked as 1050 for ID. Do you know what that is?
This is a bullet.
And 1051 for ID?
This is a shell casing collected on the 30th, yes.
Okay. And I'd like to enter these as full exhibits.
Can I see them? Get that other case and get back into it.
Yes, yes, in front of her.
Any objection?
Just one thing. No objection.
Okay. 1050 and 1051 are both full exhibits.
Okay,
Just
so,
gonna keep-
please.
And then at some logical time, we'll take our morning break.
Okay, I
whenever-
think there's a couple of more
Okay,
items and then I'll
okay.
be done with this chart for a while.
Okay.
You got that one?
I have not. Do you want me to mark that now?
Okay, so I don't know that we've had testimony. Can I just clarify?
Yeah,
a few?
absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. So there was another item of evidence that was collected that day, right?
Yes.
And what was that?
A bullet was located approximately 3 to 4 inches underground, just past the clearing, or just down from the clearing.
And that was Exhibit 1050, right?
Yes.
And can you mark where that was found, the exhibit number and date? there's my. And then there was, you testified earlier, sorry, it was just going that way. One that was found in a tree, can you mark where that was found?
I don't have the property number for that, but. Sorry, that's the one from underground, the downrange, the one from the tree was,
Ah.
I don't know, I don't think that one's been brought out yet.
Why don't I find it and we'll do that after break, but you have marked where it was, okay.
Is this a logical break point?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
thank you.
Members of the jury will take about a 10-minute recess, then we'll resume with testimony. Thank you.
All rise.
You can step down, Detective. Thank you. Take a break.
Court will be in recess.